to be very, very careful as it relates to him and what he does. So, Pastor Parker, let's now move into this troubling matter. There are some persons who are nervous when we speak about the mark of the beast. What really is this mark of the beast as we look at the subject of the impending conflict? And you quite rightly postulated earlier on what this conflict or what an impending conflict is all about. What would you say is the mark of the beast?
All right, so in the book of Revelation, because Daniel and Revelation, these two books, are what we classify as prophetic books.
Correct.
And so a chapter, God is so good. God spoke through his servant, John. And not just John, but also Daniel, because when we look at Revelation, and I really want to highlight this passage because I don't want the viewers to think I'm just speaking from my head. You know, but it says, and I stood, that's John, and I stood up on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns. Now, this verse is directly connected to Daniel 7 verse 25. When you continue to read that this same Paul will blaspheme. So when we think of the mark of the beast, we have to explain some terms. For example, in prophecy, beast represents a power, a nation, a kingdom. And when we look within the lens of prophecy, we can see that this represents the pagan, which has to do with the time of the Caesar, and also the papal phase that has to do with the Pope. You know, so when we speak of the beast, we're talking about a system. You know, so persons may say when they hear about beast, they're looking at some big dragons and those things. But God knows why he codified the message in that way. But beast represents a nation, a kingdom, and this beast is the pagan and papal phase of Rome. And so when we speak of a mark, the mark speaks to the fact that whatever this system speaks about, whatever this system wants, is its agenda for you to get it. So God has a seal, which is Sabbath, as we spoke about. But this system has a mark. And this mark is basically to, it's over worship, so it's really to obey man rather than God. So if you obey God, you will know that the Sabbath should be kept. If you refuse to obey God, you will have to embrace what man say, and that is Sunday. Yeah, so that's what I'll say about it as it relates to...
Excellent, Pastor Parker. I like that. And here we see that, as you rightly said, Satan, anything that God does, Satan always comes up with a counterfeit. So